So here we are embracing the LA lifestyle, and you can't come to LA without coming to Venice Beach, which is where I am right now. So what I'm going to do is show you some exercises that you can do anywhere really, on a beach or in your home. And these are exercises that are based on Pilates and yoga moves, but they're really, really good for your core as well and really, really good for your posture. And these are two things that we're really finding out on our trip to LA to find out everything new in fitness. It really is about these two things, working the core muscles and working on your posture as well. These are going to make you look younger, they're going to make you feel healthier, and they're really going to, from a health perspective, save things like back pain and really make you stronger as well. So we're going to start off just standing nice and tall, and I want you to think about your posture. I'm going to turn to the sideways so you can see me here. So the first thing you need to think about is your head position. So your chin here needs to be drawn in. And what that does is it lengthens the structures down the back of the neck here. Because what we tend to do is that all the time, yeah? So you need to bring your chin back. That helps to release tension in the neck. And then tell you another thing as well, what it does is it tones the muscles underneath here as well. So when you're doing that, pulling back in here, you're keeping this area of your neck toned. Good trick, yeah? So keep that pulled in. You now want to make sure that your shoulders, are in line with your ears, not rolling forwards. So you take your shoulder blades back and down. And to help hold them there, you want to slide your shoulder blades down the back of your rib cage as if you were sending your shoulder blades down to the back pocket of your trousers. And that will help to keep those shoulders in line. And just that action of bringing the chin in and drawing the shoulders down instantly makes you look younger. That is a really important thing to do. So working on down the body, we're going to start with the hips. What we often tend to do, and if you've had kids, this is a real kind of problem for a lot of women, is we tend to let the posture go like what I call little girl posture. And this is often when you've had babies, your back overarches. So you need to bring the hips back, and this will make you look slimmer in an instant. Because what we tend to do is let the belly hang out, and you want to drop your tailbone down, so you just got that small arch in your lower back. And this is all postural stuff. And the thing is, if you do this, it will make you look slimmer in an instant. So those are your postural lines. You're thinking about your chin, your shoulders, dropping your tailbone, and then you need to think about using your core muscles. And your core muscles start from the pelvic floor, and your pelvic floor lies between your tailbone and your pubic bone at the front. And you've got to draw those two muscles, those 2 points in together to contract the pelvic floor and draw up inside you. And it's literally like sending a muscle strength up through the top of your head. You draw in through the pelvic floor and you lift your belly up underneath your ribs and out through your head. So think about your tummy coming up and underneath you. Really brace your stomach. It's as if someone's going to come along and punch you in the stomach, and you're bracing and holding yourself. So you've got all those postural cues. Now we can start to do some exercises thinking about those posture cues. So now we're going to challenge those core muscles and your postural line that you just learned how to do properly. So remember, chin in, shoulders down, and you're going to pull up through those core muscles. Pubic bone, tailbone draws together. So that's the pelvic floor muscles. A bit like stopping yourself going to the toilet, but you're thinking of drawing up and pulling up through your stomach and out through the top of your head. So if you come up onto your toes now and bring your arms up, it's going to challenge all those muscles. So you're going to hold that position. And because I'm on the sand, it's actually making me wobble a bit more. It's a bit like being on one of those wobble boards. So I'm having to really think about holding my stomach in and really drawing my shoulders down, keeping my chin in. Now I'm going to do something called a roll down, which is a Pilates move. If you lower your heels, lower your arms, tuck your chin in and roll down. Now if you have any back problems, bend your knees as you do this. Tuck your chin in and roll down towards the ground. You then lift back up, pulling up through your stomach as you come back up. And if you think about it, what you're trying to do is roll down one vertebrae at a time and keep your upper body close to your lower body as you roll down. So you're going to really relax your upper body. So I'll do it again. You're going to come up tall, draw the shoulders down, chin in, and then lower down, tuck the chin right in, let the arms hang like a rag doll, bend your knees, and get the crown of your head dropping towards the floor. This really helps to relax the back. Okay, you're then going to come back up. Now I want you to repeat that 6 times through, and on your last movement you're going to come down to the floor, come right down to the floor. So I'll do it just one more time. Hold your postural line, she says, falling over. And then lower the arms, tuck the chin into the chest, lower all the way down, and then bend the knees and come down to the floor. Now I'm going to really challenge those core muscles. So in this position, make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, and your knees need to be underneath your hips. And you need what we call a neutral spine. So again, you've got that small arch in your lower back. Remember I was saying about not allowing your back to tip and your stomach muscles to hang out. So you lift the tummy in, just a small curve in your lower back. Draw the shoulders down, and then curl your toes underneath, place them on the ground, but lift your knees up off the floor. Now this is really challenging on your core, so you're pulling your stomach muscles in tight, pulling up through the pelvic floor. If you want an extra challenge, you take the legs out, and then you bring them back in. But notice my back doesn't move. So I'm gonna do that again, and come back in. Now this is really tough, so you might wanna keep your knees underneath and drop them back down whenever you feel you can't feel that center line, your pelvic floor, your stomach muscles working. Your next move is to do some press ups. Now tuck the elbows in, knees again under the hips, hands under the shoulders. You lower down and you lift back up. Now notice my nose is lowering to the floor in front of my fingers and my elbows are tucked right in. Don't, whatever you do a press up like that. Yep, or even like that. Yep, that's not good for us girls. You want to keep the shoulder blades back and down and then lower down. So you're keeping posture line, neck nice and long. And you're going to do about 6 to 8 of these, lowering down, lifting back up. And your last move is a resting move, but it's really quite challenging as well. But I'm going to give you 2 options. So if you want to take it easy, you're going to do what's called a child's pose and just sit back. If you want to work a little bit harder, curl your toes underneath. Again, make sure it feels comfortable. Every move you do should feel positive. It should be challenging but positive. Then curl the toes underneath and then lift up and pull back. And when you're in downward dog, you need to make sure that you're drawing your shoulders down, sliding down the back of your ribs so your neck again is long. Your eyes are looking at the floor vertically in front of you. Your tailbone's lifted, your stomach muscles are in, and you're trying to drop your heels down towards the floor. So you push your weight backwards. It's quite challenging, but it's also a fantastic way to lengthen your spine. But again, only do if it feels comfortable. Remember, you've got your option here. Then you're going to come back up, curl your toes underneath, roll back up, and then you can repeat the whole sequence around 4 to 6 times. And if you did that every day, I tell you, it would make a world of difference, not only to how you feel, but also to the way you look. It's a really positive thing to do, and you don't have to do it on a beach.